The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to Getting Started with Velocity. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. My name is Sarah. I'm a trainer here on the West Coast. I'm here to answer any of your questions. I'm going to be taking you through kind of the beginnings of Velocity. So right from how to log in, how to navigate your platform, and then showing you where to enter in new applications. And then from there, my colleague runs another session on kind of the tips and tricks of the mortgage application. So that's another great session to jump on if you're interested in kind of seeing all the little differences between our application and the expert application. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. If you have questions throughout, please feel free to ask me. You can raise your hand, I can unmute your line, or you can just type in the question bar and I'll try to answer them as best I can. But also, you can look out. I will be sending an email following this session to give you follow-up training materials. So where to find the materials of everything that we cover today and kind of what your next steps should be for learning how to use this awesome system. So look out for that because I know just seeing something one time doesn't necessarily mean that you can go and do it. So I always like to distribute all our training materials so that you have that resource for you there when you go to actually get into the system. Okay, so I'm here on newton.ca. This is our company homepage. This is where you go to log in. So newton.ca, bookmark it, and up at the top here, this is where you click to log in. You just click log in. And of course, we're doing Velocity, and then you'll enter your username and password. If you haven't even registered yet, you don't have an account, then you can come to this For Brokers section here, and then click to learn more about Velocity. And from there, you can start your free trial. So you just click here and sign up, and then it takes a couple of days for them to give you your username and password to get your lender connections all set up. And then you'll receive an email from us telling you when you're good to go. Training. I'm just going to quickly show you some excellent resources that we have for training. So on this newton.ca as well, we have this training tab here, and you can see that we've got two different ways to go about your training. This Velocity Train, this is for self-guided training. So you can follow the different stops on the train line, and each stop will have, if you click on it, is a topic of training, and it will have videos or step-by-step instructions, and as well where you can sign up for the live online session. So this is an excellent resource to utilize. You can see down here, it breaks it all down for you. So you can go ahead and click on whichever one you have a question about, and it will take you right to see all the good stuff. As well as training tab here. Maybe this is where you signed up for this session, or maybe you got the link somewhere else, but this is where you go. You click on 20-minute training sessions, just click to register, and it'll take you so you can see all the different sessions that we offer. You're here on the first one right now. This is the next one that I recommend. So getting your application tips, and that's my colleague who's an actual broker taking you through the application and kind of pointing out all the differences between our app and expert, so all the things you need to know, as well as some of the benefits and to our different screen views and things like that. So I do recommend that you register for all of them at some point. They are really great, really, really helpful for getting to know the system. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in. I've already logged in, so I already went to log in. I clicked log into Velocity, where this is where I'm jumped to as soon as I log in. So this is my home screen. So what you see here is you get, I'm just trying to find a day with notifications on it. You're going to get your calendar for the day here, breaking down all the different things you have to do that day, should you have set appointments. So you do have the capability of utilizing your calendar in the system for any reminders, to remind yourself to follow up with the client or anything like that. And then to view your full calendar, you can always click down here as well on the sidebar here, the calendar option. You can see your full calendar. That will break it down by the month, and that's where you can go to add appointments as well. You can also click to sync it to Google. If you have Google Calendar, you can sync it to your Google Calendar. So you can see I've got broken down clients' birthdays, those kinds of things. If you want to add something in, you just click and drag it over and drop it, and then it will pop up to ask you for more details. And this is where you'd click to sync to Google. Okay, deals overview. So this is giving you an idea of what you got going on in your business, starting with your leads, going all the way over to pre-approval, what's in the pipeline, what is waiting to close, and then funded. The leads are people who aren't a client yet. Maybe you met someone at the gym and they're looking for a mortgage. They give you their contact info. You can enter them in the system as a lead. And then if you want, use our CRM to remind yourself or a colleague to give them a phone call, send them a text message in a couple days, or you can start sending them drip marketing pieces. Really, you can make it your own. And to add a lead in, you just go over to this add here, this add button, and lead. So that's where you go to add a lead. So someone who's not a client yet, put in their info, make sure to opt them in for Castle if you want them to be able to receive communications from you, and just hit save. At any point, you can see the full version of your dashboard. So if I click on dashboard over here, this is really great. A lot of people love this. It breaks down your deals for you by status. And ideally, of course, they're moving from left to right, so going all the way over to funded. And just by doing your job in the application, moving the app along, they'll move over on their own automatically. Okay, so you don't have to move them. Submissions is the category that we use for any new applications or applications that are ready to be submitted or have been submitted. And from there, they move over to approved. Okay, we do have a new deals category too that you'll probably have in your account when you first log in. However, that is used for deals that don't have a broker assigned to them yet. So it's not what you think. It's not new deals. They're just deals that aren't assigned to a broker. So I've opted to take mine off my dashboard, and you can do that on your settings page. At any point to view all, you can also click this view all under any of the categories, and then you can search by status. So if you want to see all your complete deals, this is where you come to view and just change the status. And then you can also view it by lender, and sort however you want it, closing date, that kind of thing. Okay, back to my home page. Message center here. This is where you're going to receive mostly communications from us here at Velocity. Every 2 weeks we do a software update. We're constantly releasing new things. We just released co-brokering ability between different offices, and we've got lots of exciting stuff coming out. So always keeping an eye on that. And you can also use it to send messages between between anyone else in your brokerage. Over here, it gives you a CRM overview. So mine's not set up right now, but it would show me the opportunities that I have in the next 30 days to connect with my clients. So if I had a lot of birthdays coming up, it would be like a pie chart that would be mostly this greeny blue color, showing me just kind of like a little nudge telling me, you've got clients' birthdays coming up, maybe you want to go and activate your birthday CRM to send them a happy birthday greeting. Okay, so that's it for the home page. I'm just going to cover this left sidebar. This is where you go to search deals. You can search by name or deal number. If you have your data imported from Expert, which we do automatically for anyone with DLC, MCC, or MA, and if that's not activated yet, you can ask me. I'll tell you how to get it going. But basically, your deals would be auto-imported. All you have to do is go and search them out. And then, so if I go and I search Kate, search them out, click in the one that you want. Oops. Okay, well, you click in the one that you want, and then it would, at the top, you just click to duplicate it. So to copy it, and then same as you do an expert, you would just work off that copied version. You can see though, when I did search Kate, it comes up with all her deals as well as her contact pages. So I've got 3 here because Kate had multiple deals. And there is a way to merge those contacts. That's something that's not urgent unless you're using the CRM because you don't want to be sending her 3 birthday card greetings. But that's something kind of not to worry about right away. If you do have questions about that, I'll tell you how to do that. Just reach out to me. And like I said, I'll be sending you a follow up email with lots of training instructions for the things we're covering today. So you can always respond to me over email with any questions or stop me right now at any point. That's fine too. But the orange is the contact page, so her basic contact information, and the blue is the deal. And the contact page is created automatically whenever you input a deal. Okay, over here, just some other things to look at. Contacts page, this is what I was talking about. So you can go and merge contacts. This is where you would do it. Calendar, we've already covered. This help button here is really great. This is where you go to search out anything you're looking for. So say you're looking for how to do a second mortgage request, you just search second and it will come up with step-by-step instructions. So just go ahead and click in those. So that is a great resource as well. And then the previous deals, this is where you can click to jump into the last few deals you've been working on so you don't have to go and search them out. All right, up here, what are you looking at up here? This little question mark guy, this is our user X. He's like a digital online me, kind of, he wants to take you on a little tour of the system. So at some point, give him a chance and click to get started. This is our customer care line. Great team. They work out of Toronto. They work 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Toronto hours, okay? So go ahead and give them a call if you have a technical question or need help with something technical, or send them an email if it's less urgent. They're really good at getting back to you. So they're a great resource there for you. This little check mark, what is this? This check mark is your task list, so telling you what you have to do. So this is really great for people who, if you're a list person like me, it's going to pop up to remind you you've got a new application, send them a text message. And it's not actually going to go away until you go ahead and check it off. Okay, so it's really going to want to hold you accountable. If you want to add something in, just click this plus button to add something. Or you can do that right within a deal as well if you want to do a deal specific task. Okay, this little guy, this is really important. If you're not paying attention, this is the time. Hopefully I haven't put you to sleep yet, but this is really good. This is where you go to get your online public application form link. So that application that you can send to clients to fill out themselves, the link lives here. So these are your new applications. If I click to see all new, I've got my link at the top to my app. Okay, this is my app. This is the link I'm going to want to put in my email signature with an apply now button. I'm going to want to link it on my personal website with an apply now, and you can send it at any point to clients. This is what it looks like. They'll have your name at the top. It's pretty standard. I do recommend that you go ahead and fill one out for yourself or a test one just to see what your borrowers are facing. But this is where they enter their basic information. All of them should only fill out one, so less work for them, easier for you as well. They just click to add borrower if there is multiple, and they can even copy their address over, really easy. And if they put that they live at that address for less than 3 years, it's going to pop up asking you what the previous address was, and as well with employment. So it's going to try and get as complete a version of the app as possible for you, so you have less back and forth with the client. And yeah, it's pretty standard. So when they go down and they submit it, you get an email that you have a new application and you can go in and start working on it. If they don't hit submit, so they only fill out some of the basics, you'll still receive them as a lead in your system. So they'll come in as a lead, and you have the opportunity, as I said, with our CRM to start reaching out to them. Okay, envelope, same thing that we saw on the homepage, just messages. And this bell, these are time-sensitive reminders, reminding you when you have closing dates, condition dates coming up, things like that. All right, without further ado, I'm gonna just jump quickly into the app. So how do we input an app? Over here, you're adding it in. Either you're receiving it from the client themselves, in which case you'll have a link to where it is, or you can find their new application information here. But to add it yourself, just come over here, add application. You got the client name, so go ahead and put in their name. And when you do, if you already have them in the system, it'll pop up to ask you if it's the same person. If it is, you can just go ahead and check that off, and it will merge them and pull over their contact info for you, or sorry, all their information for you. Castle opt-in, as I said, make sure to click that if you want them to be able to receive communications from you. Closing date, you do need to pick something, but you can change it at any point. And then the agent, lender, that kind of thing you can input later. So you just hit save to be bounced to your application. But let me jump into one that I already have open. So as you may or may not have heard, we have two different ways of viewing your application. You can view it in the modern or the classic view, depending, what your preference is. This is the modern view. It's similar to, it's not similar to anything. This is our take on the screen view. I recommend this view because it is a lot cleaner, more easily navigable, and you can customize the order that these things show up in on your settings page. And it is more mobile friendly too, so you can do it on any screen. And we do more updates in this view. But if you are super used to Expert and attached to that, don't worry, just click this classic view button to switch over, and it looks, as it loads, you'll see it looks a lot like Expert, so nothing too intimidating or out of the ordinary, should feel the same. So yeah, this is our classic view. Feel free to use this view if you're finding the transition a little difficult. So this should help, ease that transition. What are we looking at here at the top? So you always have the agent status, closing date, and conditions date up here, which you can just click to change. I do have people phoning me asking me where the closing date is in modern view. It is up here. This is where it lives, and it is easily just click to change. GDS, TDS, we have this breakdown for you. So if you're ever at a discrepancy with your underwriter over the calculation, just click this and see exactly what went into it, so where you went wrong, or maybe you think that you're correct and you can send them a screenshot. And then, yeah, the rest is pretty standard. Everything auto saves line by line. So gone are the 29-minute timeout headaches. Everything is saving as you go. You don't have to click save. You don't have to click exit. You can submit to multiple lenders right away. You don't have to wait 4 hours as you do an Expert. And it's a smart app, so it's going to auto copy a lot of things down for you. And it's pretty standard. Yeah, just clicking to add borrower again. So multiple borrowers, you've got them both here. But the rest of the application, I do encourage you to go through. Under assets, liabilities, properties, this is where you're going to find the credit bureau. So credit bureau is pulled from here, just clicking to get credit bureau. Choosing how it's authorized, is it single or joint? Vendor, we do allow Equifax and TransUnion. So if you're not signed up with TransUnion, go ahead and sign up. Their apps can be 35% cheaper, and they can come back with different scores. And we'll tell you when you select a lender if they accept Equifax or TransUnion. Okay, so good idea to go ahead and click um, on the in the mortgage request section, select a lender if you think you know who you might submit to, and see who they accept, because you can pull different ones. And as you can see, I've got quite a different score here. And then you just select which one you want to go through to the lender. Okay, so the next session is with my colleague that's going to take you through the application steps. So if you're wondering more about the application, definitely sign up for that one. If you have questions, I'll stay on the line for a few minutes. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me today, and keep your eye out for my follow-up email.